Hello, hello, hello. I'm making a self-love meditation now. Sit with a straight back. Breathe slowly in all the way through the lungs. Hold the breath for a couple of seconds and then gradually breathe out all the way through the lungs, all the way into the lower tip of the lungs. I highly recommend to people to have a ventilation going through the house. This can be done just by simply opening a window, a little gap, maybe 2 inches, in one corner of the house and another window in the other corner of the house. If you have multiple stories, I recommend to open a window upstairs and just a few inches and another window downstairs, and let fresh air and fresh wind come through the house. This is very, very, very important. And breathe, relax, move your body around. Stretch your neck like this. You know, the back of the neck that usually hangs forward, it should be stretched in the other direction like that. Like curved backwards like that. So that the spinal cord in the neck can relax and where the individual discs can stretch apart from each other like this. It's very important to do that every day. Do that while you're breathing out. This is very helpful. And say to yourself, I am precious, my body is precious, my cells are precious, and I'm relieving my muscles and my discs. And I'm boosting my immune system. And I don't need to do anything right now. I don't need to serve anyone right now. And we should live by that on a daily basis. Should live every moment in life knowing that we live for our own purposes. Every animal does. Every living being. That's why we need to be real gentle and kind to all animals and all beings, because they all live for their own reasons. They all evolved the same we did. They all need love. Okay. They all need love and protection and safety and respect. And they need lots of petting and hugs and kisses. And it's scientifically proven now that every living being, every living organism, every multi-celled living being, that could be an animal, that could be a human animal or a non-human animal, it could be all kinds of beings, it could be deep sea creatures, it could be insects. I noticed that myself, I made a lot of people mad by saying that, because there's so many people that just take life for granted, and then when they hear me talk, they get so upset, they walk away. So when I tell them that I welcome every spider in my house, and it's true. I mean, there's brown recluse spiders, and there are black widows, and yesterday there was a humongous black widow on the ceiling. And I said, emergency, emergency, Paul, come with that Akita vacuum cleaner. That's that one charges up it has a built-in battery, and then you can take that and you can vacuum stuff up. And I hate to do this, but he vacuumed up some diatomaceous earth with it, and then whatever insects, dangerous spiders he vacuums up, they will get into the diatomaceous earth in the vacuum cleaner, and they dehydrate in there, because the diatomaceous earth, which is safe for animals and humans, it cuts into the exoskeleton of insects, including fleas and ticks. That's why this is such a powerful and safe medicine. Diatomaceous earth. This consists of fossilized plankton from ancient oceans, and they are formed in microscopic, and they're formed like little splintered glass particles, and they have very sharp edges, and they cut into the exoskeleton of insects, and they make them bleed or leach out their body fluid. They have some body fluid too, so that leaches out, and they basically bleed to death. And it's all sad, and all of this made me actually very sad. I apologized to the spider. I said, "You are a beautiful, beautiful specimen," I said to the spider. And when I said that, the spider felt a little bit more relaxed and started to walk again. When I first came up to the spider and said, "Emergency," the spider kind of crumbled, like kind of sat there, ducked onto the ceiling, and with those thick legs tucked in almost. And then when I said, "You are beautiful," then the legs came back out. And so you'll be very surprised how energy and how love energy can affect an insect as well. But we can't take the chance. And I apologized, and I said, "I'm sorry, we can't take the chance, and we have to protect ourselves. I know you don't bite us just because you want to be mean. You bite us if we accidentally sit on you, and that's just a self-defense, But we can't take the chance." So my husband, he has allergies to ticks, and he can break out really badly. He broke out really badly one time because of a tick bite, actually several times. So, and diatomaceous earth gets rid of all of those, any kind of flea and tick and spiders also. And that's why we need to be careful not to put that on top of flowers, because the pollinator insects need to go into the flowers. But you can carefully brush it on with a brush on the bottom of the plant and a little bit on top of the stem as well. But be careful with the leaves, and particularly not on the flowers, because they need to be safe and clear for the pollinator insects, so for all the bees and bumblebees and other moths and stuff like that. So we need those. And apparently the earthworms, they have a very thick skin, literally, so they're not affected by that. So it's really safe for using it. It's really excellent. It also gets rid of fruit flies. Yes, it does. It's really, really good. It's wonderful. But you'd be amazed how love energy and even apologizing and saying you're beautiful and all of this, how that can relax an insect even. You'd be very surprised. It can relax a plant. Yes, there are scientific studies that are being done. So this is quite new in science right now, but it has been verified. And it is fascinating. It's fascinating how much a thought and a loving feeling connected to that thought, what an amazing energy vibration that has for the world. So can you imagine that a self-love meditation like this, and always say loving things towards all the other beings as well. Okay, we're also all connected. We're interconnected in this network of the infinite cosmos. Okay, everything is like a soup. It's an energy soup. And it's very important that we practice self-love and infinite love for all beings in a meditation like this. And I wrote down self-love affirmation and healing affirmation on a paper, and I put that under my 3-gallon water container. And my Papa Dog, who was with us for almost 3 years, he just loved drinking that water. He wanted that water more than any other water. We gave him some water here in the kitchen, gave him some water we have the same containers here, but without the affirmation sheet underneath. And he drank that too, but he didn't like it as much as the affirmation water. The affirmation water he really wanted. He even had an automatic water feeder that also ran water through a very large and very, very effective filter before it got into the automatic water feeder bowl. All the animals outside are drinking from that, and the Papa drank from that, but he much preferred that affirmation water. That goes to show right there. Dogs are highly sensitive beings. They feel all of these vibrations and things. So that water tasted the best to him, and so that's really the proof that it works. So you can read it for yourself. A Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru Emoto, has studied that, and it is fascinating research how energy vibrations can be picked up by water